Hey, Papa.
Hey,
Where are we going, Papa?
we're going to Burnell, the auditorium there.
Yeah? And what are we doing at Burnell?
Seeing a play.
We're seeing a play.
Yeah, what's the name of that play? You know it.
Yeah, I bought the ticket. I'm gonna buy yours too. It's called The Pygmalion. And it's I guess it's on, I don't really know what it's about, but my professor required me to see it, and I gotta see another one. But I just want to thank you for coming,
Mm-hmm. Glad to come.
I know you, so you grew up with drive-in theaters? Is that the kind of things you did back in your day?
Well, we had to get in wood, chop wood, and bring it in. They call it stow wood to heat with, and then we gardened. Then we also had cloth diapers back in. We didn't have Pampers. We had to wash diapers of our younger siblings. And I picked cotton in my day, and I plowed a mule, just like other people, and rode in the wagon, the old horse and wagon, mule wagon. Used to ride on the old dirt road, and a lot of dirt roads in my day, and a lot of mud. Ruts were deep. Up here in Cleveland, there's ruts everywhere, just about, except the main highway. They probably a foot deep. The mud was about it. It was so deep in mud that I didn't see how a vehicle could go, but we went. Them old tall tires they had back in, they'd go better than a lot of these round ones. Went pretty good.
Yeah, so that's awesome. I think it's interesting. So your last name's Loggins, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what did you do when you were growing up?
Well, that's some of the stuff I've done.
Like the tree work?
Yeah, I climbed trees and trimmed them with hooks and ropes. We'd throw a rope up in the tree and pull up, go out on the limbs, cut them with bow saws. We started with bow saws and went to chainsaws later on.
You and your daddy and brothers?
Yeah, my uncles, we all done tree work. We got into that. My Uncle Ed is, I think, the first one that started, and then the rest of them started it. My dad done landscaping too. We was into landscaping, fixing yards, backfilling houses, doing a lot of that stuff.
That's so fascinating. So like Loggins, and then like a tree log for a business, and the tree service. And yes, I forgot to tell y'all, that's very common actually up here in Northeast Georgia, because we just have a lot of trees, and like we just got to cut them down. So not all of them, of course, but like whatever needs to be.
When a lot of them dies, you have to. But a lot of the older trees, they need to keep. They got a lot of history behind them. Need to preserve and treat them. Keep the disease out of them. Keep them well. Paint the limbs.
What kind of trees do we have here?
Well, we got a majority of all, really. Just about every kind you can think of. Sycamore. Maples, yeah. Black gum, sweet gum. You name it. Oak.
That's
white
amazing.
Oak, post oak.
So, when you were growing up,
cedars.
Yeah, yes, sir. What was your first car, Papa?
I had a 40 Chevrolet pickup. I believe it was my first 40 Chevrolet pickup, old 6-cylinder. And then I went, I think, a 40 Ford pickup, had the V8. I had a bunch of cars. Had a Chrysler, and then when I met you, Nana, I had a 56 convertible. wished I'd have got the 55. My mother wanted me to get a 55, and I regret it to this day. I hadn't outlived it. I just think back on it and I said, man, what was I thinking? I should have got hit. It was a much nicer car. 55 was.
What color was it?
Green and white. My 56 was blue and dark blue and light blue. I think it was. I don't know why I fell in love, because it was a straight shift, I guess. Had a flowboard shift, conversion kit. I didn't like it. Cloth top. I liked the 55 better. 55s, 57s. I might have liked it better if it had been a 56 hard top or either post, either one. But I liked the post in the 55. I had a couple of postage Chevrolets 55s, and then I had a 57. I let my cousin have it, and I took it back, and I should have kept it. Should have kept a lot of them old cars I had. That had been worth a lot of money.
Well, here's the good news, and I obviously know this, but what is your little brother, my great uncle Junior? What does he like to do with old cars currently?
Well, he likes to drive them. He likes to go to car shows, all that stuff.
Yeah, I like car shows too.
And Ronald, he likes to do that too. He trades. They swap both of them.
What's the latest one Uncle Junior's got? Do you know?
He's got a 34 Ford now.
34 Ford.
Yeah, sedan.
Woo, that's, oh man.
Looks like original. All of that, the dash and everything's like it was back then. The only thing different, it's got a Chevrolet motor in it, which I'd liked it better with a Ford motor in it. He would too, but it happened to have a Chevrolet, so he has to live with it or either put a Ford in it. But it made it more original if it had a 302 or something in it. But it sure is nice. It's black.
You know, and speaking of cars, what is your favorite? What's your favorite car? I mean, I know your first car was a 56 something, but
55 Chevrolet. I guess.
55 Chevrolet.
Yeah.
Well, I can understand where my great grandma, was coming from, but like, you didn't really like green for a car, did you?
Green and white was okay. It was two-tone. Had green inside. It was nice, very nice. That was the color back then. It was green and white, two-tone, and had green inside, but it was immaculate. Nice car. It's like a new one. It was so nice and automatic. And the old 56, it wasn't that good a car. The thing about it, I bought it for $350, and I could have bought the 55 for $450, $100 more. And I should have bought it. I never lived that down. I think about it today. My mother tried to get me to get it, and I stuck with the old 56 that I regretted. And you do a lot of things you regret.
I regret quitting baseball when I was younger. I should have played it in high school.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Not just do theater and marching band. I should have played baseball a little bit.
Right. I went and watched you play. It was.
Yeah, that's when I was doing YMCA.
Yeah, that was good.
It was before middle school and that, but I mean.
Your mother played t-ball too. I used to take her. She played t-ball.
My daddy played football.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you something. I just want to end it from here, but before I end it, what have you learned about Christ's influence on your life? Because I know you're a deacon in the Pentecostal church.
Well, the Lord dealt with me when I was about 12 or 13 years old. I started kneeling by my bed and praying. The Lord just dealt with me, and my mother seen me doing that. There wasn't nobody saved in my house. But I brought her to the Lord by seeing me pray. She went to holiness count meeting, got saved that year. By seeing me, it touched her. And later, I didn't come to the Lord till I was 18. And God was wanting to save me back then. I went to church, but I didn't get saved,
Yeah, it was just hard because, I mean,
God was dealing with me. Don't misunderstand me.
My great Papa Loggins, your daddy, I mean, he wasn't a drunkard, but he did drink a lot, didn't he?
Well, he didn't drink a lot. He wasn't no alcoholic. He just social drank, is what I call it. Social.
Oh, okay.
He's a social drinker, like a lot of people today. They get tipsy and they do things they shouldn't do.
Right.
But my dad,
but you helped him find Jesus, didn't you?
Yeah, my dad repented of what he done wrong. And I asked him, he was okay. Junior had a lot of influence too, my brother Junior, because he was a lot like him, a whole lot like my dad.
I think it's astonishing how my great uncle Junior, he's getting close to you now. I mean, he bought you that car too, that truck.
Yeah. Big life.
Oh yeah.
No, you don't have to.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you, Papa, and I love you, and I'm just so grateful to God that you're my grandfather.
I love my brothers. Don't misunderstand me. I love them to no end. They've been great to me. Sure, he gave me a truck. He did. Paid for it, give it to me. He said you had to get a title on it. Yeah, both of them been good to me. I love them. I can't say enough about them, how good they've been to me. I'd do anything I could in my power to help them anytime. Ronald and Junior both.
I want to say something too. This is why you're my grandpa, and this goes for my grandpa Brooks, Papa Brooks too. Y'all, there's a reason why you're called grandparents, because you're like the second daddy to me.
Yeah.
And you've taught me a lot, and you're still teaching me as a 22-year-old young man.
Yeah,
I'm not really a man, but in the eyes of the law I am.
The thing what I think is make God the center of your life. Everything should surround him. If you're not pleasing God, then you're not his. If you're not pleasing him, you're not his child. He chastens his own. He loves them. But you got to live right and do right.
Yep. Christ says, love thy neighbor as thyself. And one of his greatest teachings was too, if you don't forgive your if you don't forgive your brother or sister for their transgressions, your Father in heaven won't forgive you.
Absolutely. That's true. You got to love everybody, even love your enemy. It says pray for them.
He taught us true love. All right, thank you, Papa. I love you, and you're the best grandpa, and so is Papa Brooks too, and my Nana-in-law, Nana Brooks, that even my great-grandfather Tench, that any grandson could ever ask for.
Oh, yes, I
love you.
I love you too.
Bye-bye.